All right, I can see the attendees coming in.
Wow.
Wow, wow,
Very nice.
wow. Welcome, welcome.
Numbers increasing. Wow.
All right. Everyone, let us know where you're based in the chat window. What city, what country you're based in. Nice. We got someone from Colombia.
Wow.
Wow.
Sao Paulo, Toronto,
Oh.
Canada, Pittsburgh, Sydney.
Where's South?
Seattle, India, Vancouver, Nigeria,
wow.
West Coast. Awesome, guys. We're based in Seoul, South Korea, so it's 9 a.m. for us. So I think for most of you, it's still Monday. And some folks are based in Europe, so it must be nighttime for you guys. Thank you so much for staying up so late and joining us. Let's just wait a little bit for more people to come in. Very nice. Denver, Australia, Atlanta. Such a diverse group of people joining us today globally. Very, very cool. Los Angeles, San Francisco. Awesome. All right, so let's just get started. My name is Fredo. I'm the head of customer success. And today I'm here with Tony, our CEO, co-founder, and humble genius behind ProtoPie. And we have Sarah. Sarah is one of our lead product designers who's spent blood, sweat, and tears getting ProtoPie 5.0 ready for all of you. And we're so excited to do this together with all of you. So yeah, what we're gonna do today is we'll start off with a welcome message from Tony, and then we're gonna dive right into ProtoPie 5.0 and some of the new features that Sarah is gonna demonstrate to you. And we'll cover a bit about the vision and the future beyond ProtoPie 5.0. And we're gonna have a live Q&A right after. But throughout the launch event, throughout the session, feel free to ask us any questions in the Q&A window, which is a separate window from chat. So if you wanna ask your questions to us, make sure to use the Q&A window. I mean, we're gonna answer your questions throughout the session, and we're also gonna answer some of your questions at the very end at the live Q&A. All right, so without further ado, the stage is all yours. Tony Kim, CEO ProtoPie.
Hello, everyone. Hello, ciao, hola, bonjour, pravia, 안녕하세요, konnichiwa, 大家好, xin chào, sawadee. What else? Okay. Next time, yeah, I will practice more languages you guys use. Okay. Hello again. I'm Tony, CEO and co-founder of ProtoPie. Yeah, today I'm super excited. Yeah, today is the first time doing a launch event globally and airing the film advertisement. Yeah, it is true. Yeah, as some of you guys know, we released ProtoPie 5.0 on June 5th. Yeah, this launch was not like any other launches we had previously. So we thought it deserved a proper celebration by creating a dedicated campaign. So I love to utilize this chance to show you guys advertisement for the first time in the world before it goes live. Yeah, can't wait to watch. Yeah, let's go.
Tony's showing the new interaction recipes in ProtoPie 5.0.
What's he saying?
It's like a super handoff tool called interaction recipes. You record actions, and it automatically generates a timeline of every element, effect, and variable. So there's nothing to explain or interpret.
Whoa. You speak Korean?
No.
How'd you know they're called interaction recipes, though?
The name of the video is Interaction Recipes.
Recipes, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Do you like it? Yeah, that is that clear, right? So, did you notice me? Yeah, how was my acting? Good, adorable. Um, Actually, I did my best, but I realized that I'm so lucky not for being actor. So, I'm gonna share the link later so you can watch over and over, and you can help us to spread this commercial video. Right. Um, yeah, next slide, please. Okay. As a fellow designer, I fully understand how difficult it is to explore and explain design ideas. Yeah, we designers always work under time pressures and technical constraints, right? So I was thinking, what if we can explore more designs? What if we can communicate better designs? So if so, yeah, to be honest, I'm sure we might change the world. Yeah, at least we can build more successful products on the market. So yeah, in 2014, I left Google and founded ProtoPie to empower designers to explore ideas and fill the gap between designers and engineers. Yeah, ProtoPie allows you to build product-like prototypes without a line of code. Yeah, it's true. Now, you guys prototype somehow like using ProtoPie or other tools, then how do you communicate detailed spec of prototypes? Yeah. With ProtoPie 5.0, we wanted to tackle communication problem while authoring prototypes and delivering them to team members. Yeah. So here are our two powerful solutions: interaction recipes and interaction libraries. Yeah, let's watch a video of interaction recipes.
Introducing Interaction Recipes. An interaction recipe includes all the information an engineer needs to turn interactions into actual products. Just click record on your prototype and go through any user journey you want to highlight. A timeline is automatically generated with all the precise specs of any interaction shown. Durations, delays, easings, and any other important layer properties, all in a single clear timeline. Now that's more than a handoff.
Yeah, it looks cool, right? Yeah, if you think it is super cool, please raise your hand. Right, I'm gonna count. Yeah, please raise your hand. Yeah, it's super cool, right? Yeah, then now you can lower your hands. Okay. Now, without any further ado, let me introduce Sarah, lead product designer of ProtoPie, to take a closer look at ProtoPie 5.0. Sarah?
Hi guys. Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm a lead product designer at ProtoPie. Today I will show interaction libraries and recipes. And as a product designer, I will talk about why and how we built these two features that will totally enhance your workflows with designers and engineers. Since we launched ProtoPie 2017, interaction libraries and handoff have been the most requested features. And as you can see on the screen, those are top 5 requested features we got from Kenny.io. At ProtoPie, we use Kenny.io to gather feature requests, bug, or any other like new features they want to have for ProtoPie. As you can see on the screen, there are handoff and component library as well. In case of handoff, it's quite difficult for designers to deliver their intended interactions to engineers without high fidelity prototype. Even with one, there are a lot of missing context and information, which is often filled with interactions or motion spec documents. And if you have made any spec documents before, you know that it's very tedious and time consuming for designers. And sometimes it takes more time to create the documents rather than making one hi-fi prototype. And even though we offer handoff documents for engineers, sometimes it's hard for engineers to develop if there is no context like user flow. So when we heard about this request, and then when we started to see increasing number of the requests for handoff, we realized a lot of users are actually expecting code export, like they can copy CSS or like in Figma or Zeppelin in inspection tool. So we tried to dig into how engineers develop interactions or motions. And we realized that there is no unified rule for writing codes. Every engineers have their different styles, and maybe if they depends on their companies and developing teams. Even in one company, some teams are using like React or Vue.js for web development and web interactions and motions. And if they are in mobile team, they are using Swift UI or something for Android. And if they are a very small team that doesn't have the resources for making fancy interactions or motions, they're just using open source motion libraries such as Anime.js. So at ProtoPie, we started to rethink about the handoff and what does it mean by handoff for interaction design. We realized that code export doesn't mean for 100% handoff interaction design. So we asked our users around the world to share their own interaction and motion specs. And it was really painful to read all those like thousands of pages of interaction specs. And it gave us a lot of insights about our users and how they work around ProtoPie. Inside of their interaction and motion spec documents, many users were using ProtoPie's natural language, triggers and responses, and the properties we already offer in ProtoPie. And it reminded us to go back to the core value of ProtoPie, which is the natural language between engineer and designers. And that process helped us to create these interaction recipes. With interaction recipes, designers can record intended flow for engineers. And while recording, ProtoPie will instantly record all the activated values for interactions and motions, including triggers and responses and all those delay duration easing curves for development. And by sharing this recipe page to your peer engineers or motion designers, they will have the full control of getting detailed specs or control the speed for getting better view. Now I'm just going to go back to ProtoPie's cloud space and create one recipe for my engineer Lens. And then let's see what kind of information he can get from the recipe page. So I have a prototype called the Pi Bank. I want my peer engineer Lens to develop one of the flow in this prototype. Well, in this view, Lens doesn't know which one to create and which interaction to play on. So what I'm gonna do is I will go to interaction recipes card and then click plus button on the top right. And it will instantly change into the recording mode for interaction recipes. So press record. And I want him to see this interaction that if I swipe left this top row, the other 3 rows will come to the top. And if I tap on nickel, it will bring the numpad where I can punch in the value of the money that I have to send to Nicole. And when I send, it will pop up this, it will bring up this dialog. And confirm, it will show me the success message. So I will stop to save this recipe and rename the recipe so that Lens can see this. Save. And it will bring you to recipe page where you and other peer designers and Lens can look into to look at the full flow that you just recorded and also get the metrics that you want for your development. And also, if you feel like it's way too slow or the flow is too fast, you can change the speed as you want here. And also, if you're an engineer and you want to know more detailed values, changing values or layer properties, what you can do is you can click one of the response for getting those values you want. Also, if you click this response on the layer panel, you can find out, you can see the layer that has a response mapped on. And by grabbing this red bar and shuttle backward and forward, you can see the highlight layer on the prototyping area, in the recording area, to see how it's changing. And if you look at this top right corner, which is interaction spark property panel, you can find out the changing value as you drag around this, as you drag back and forth of this red scrubber. And you can find out delay, duration, easing, and as well as the layer properties. So as you see here, designers with interaction recipes, designers don't have to work around to communicate interactions they built in ProtoPie. It provides more context than mere code export, and it removes a lot of inefficiency in design and engineering. So it leaves nothing to interpretations.
Ooh, cool. Okay.
Well, so far I've been talking about interaction recipes, which is enhancing workflow for engineers and designers. But from now on, I will talk about interaction libraries, which will help you to collaborate between designers who use a ProtoPie within their team. I joined the ProtoPie 3 years ago, and I worked on the first version of our cloud. And at that point, I thought this was the most difficult and complicated flow that I have to deal with. But to be honest with you, interaction libraries was the most challenging and complicated feature to design and test. It required a lot of internal validation within the team, but also we have to get the validations from users around the world in many different design environments. So it was our first time to run closed beta test with design teams, like 9 design teams from Korea, Singapore, UK, and US. Sorry. You know, we all talk about the importance of design system, but there is a lack of consistency in the interaction or motion designs. Most design teams do not have easy-to-use source libraries and guidelines for interactions like static design systems. But with ProtoPie's interaction library, it delivers more consistent motion and library design across your products. Now you can seamlessly pull your team's design system and save time and ensure consistency even in high fidelity prototyping. Other than using interaction components for your prototyping, we also offer other library features for better collaboration and efficiency. First, we offer public libraries for Material UI and iOS UI Kit. So if you're a designer working in the mobiles, you can simply grab one of the components we pre-made for public libraries and then test the prototype and test faster than ever before. And also we made component guides. So if you make components and want to share to your teammates, you also want to give them a guide about what this component is and how can they use these values, variables, and how to activate this component in the scenes. So by providing component guides, you can write descriptions about this component, variables, and messages. And also, if you are used to using symbols in Sketch and components in Figma, you must be familiar with this component swap. When we released interaction component last year, we got so many requests for this feature. And now with ProtoPie 5.0, if you are access to many different libraries inside of the studio, you can also swap components between libraries as well. I was very excited to share these features with you. I'm pretty sure you guys have more questions and also want to know how to start it, like a one-on-one guide. So we prepared more in-depth workshops with Leah, who's our official ProtoPie teacher. So if you want to pursue your team to use libraries, and if you want to pursue your engineers to use try interaction recipes together, please apply for these workshops. So there will be an interaction recipe workshop on July 8th, 5 p.m. PST. And then there will be interaction libraries and hands-on workshop on July 15, 2020, 5 p.m. PST. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Thank you, Sarah, for awesome introductory demo. Yeah, you can drink some waters. And don't forget to apply for workshop later. Yeah, I know many of you guys are wondering what features are coming in the future, in near future, and what the ultimate goal of ProtoPie is. And I see a lot of questions are coming about our future plan, right? So yeah, to be honest, we just released the huge update, ProtoPie 5.0, and at this moment we are prioritizing which feature is more impactful and which feature is more important to many designers. Yeah, we are evaluating. So yeah, please participate in our process. Okay. Yeah, next slide, please. So ProtoPie wants to support your journey of developing prototyping skills rather than just being another design tool. Yeah, we want you to explore more ideas and realize better designs. Yeah, it's our mission to remove all kinds of barriers to explore new ideas. Yeah, ProtoPie should be a designer's best friend. Yeah, next. With that in mind, we always seek your feedback and we thoroughly review your any feature requests and any other channels and prioritize our next release. Beyond our ongoing commitment to making ProtoPie better, I can share 3 core areas we are focusing on moving forward. All right. First, we understand that designers use multiple tools depending on their proposed and workflows. Yeah. Following our brand philosophy, we don't want to force you to use ProtoPie only. Yeah. We understand each tool's pros and cons. Yeah. Instead, we keep improving integrations with other tools like Adobe XD, Figma, and Sketch, for seamless workflow. Oh, one second. Yeah. I got a message from CDO now, saying we decide to improve Figma integration. Yeah, great. Yeah. I know that some guys are already asking about the Figma integration, improving Figma integration on the Q&A channel, so you can scream. Okay. Second, collaboration and communication is a key for design process. So interaction recipe is about collaboration between designers and engineers. And interaction library is helpful for collaboration inside the design team. Yeah. So we know there are many stakeholders on the project and they need collaboration as well. Yeah, it is a kind of a hint. Yeah. So we are going to fulfill their needs through prototyping. Okay. Last but not least, ProtoPie is not just animation tool, but native technology-driven modern prototyping tool. It's alone. That means we care about all digital products and technologies. So sensors have important role as an implicit input, and we use multiple devices and switch them without any barrier. and plus the boundary between software and hardware becomes blurrier than before. So we support multi-device interactions and make hardware integration easier. Yeah, ProtoPie automotive solution is our first comprehensive approach. Yeah, let's watch a video.
What's the weather like today?
Thursday in Seattle, it'll be partly cloudy with a high of 66 and a low of 50.
Text my wife that I'm coming home.
So, that's a message to wife saying, I'm coming home. Wanna send it or change it?
Send it.
Got it. Sending your message saying, I'm coming home.
Yeah, it looks cool. And somebody said this has some lags due to network problem. So yeah, of course, we're gonna share all link of our video we present today. So yeah, you can watch over and over. Yeah. So this video shows how to integrate with hardware and how to utilize APIs, just like a voice API. And also, you can use multiple screens to interact with each other. So ProtoPie automotive solution helps you to multiple screens and integrate hardware easily. So we keep improving ProtoPie to support seamless workflow and to collaborate in smarter way. In digital age, we designer need to be able to utilize technology to explain idea. Yeah, right. So yes, ProtoPie exists in order to free your idea. That's our mission. Right. Next, please. As I mentioned earlier, we value your feedback and plan the next update upon them. So please participate in our development process. The last member is you. You are our designer as well. So please participate in our development process and help us to prioritize good features to satisfy more designers. That's all we present today. And I think you guys have bunch of questions to ask. So I'm gonna pass the microphone to Fredo for Q&A session. Thank you, Fredo.
Yeah, thank you both, Sarah and Tony, for your wonderful presentations. Now we start with the Q&A, so feel free to shoot us your questions. I mean, some of the questions that have been sent earlier, we already answered, I think, a bunch of those over chat. Let's just get started. I have a very interesting question that could be interesting for both Tony and Sarah. Is why did we name the feature interaction recipes?
We wanted to give a awesome and powerful name for our handout. So we want to differentiate in terms of functionality and the concept model. We make a pie, ProtoPie. So it has the same manner with the new features name, so interaction recipe. With your grandma's recipe, you can make delicious pies, or you can make delicious any dishes. So with the recipe, your engineers can reproduce your animation you originally designed, or you can your engineers can implement what you want without any communication loss. That's it behind the scenes. So Sarah, do you have any comment on top?
Yeah, At first, when we got this name recipes, to be honest, at first I thought it was a little bit cheesy because our name is ProtoPie 2. I thought it was way too much bakery feelings in it, but I got the sense that, as Tony said, there are all the values already available for engineers, and without any more detailed information, they can just start the video and also find all the metrics they want. So like as time goes, I got more familiar and I start to like it more and more.
To add on top of this, interaction recipes, it's a feature that is way more than handoff. It's not just handoff, right? As a designer, you can create your own recipes, and besides all the interaction values and specs that you can pass off to an engineer, what you actually communicate is also intent, context. How is an interaction supposed to be used by the actual user? So with interaction recipes, an engineer can understand and interpret all of that very, very easily. So yes, it's more than a handoff, and that's why we call it interaction recipes. All right, I think this is a question that would be interesting for Tony. The question is, I'm a non-designer that runs design sprints, which requires prototyping and user testing. How is ProtoPie different than Figma? And if it is, what are the greatest differentiators here?
Yeah, basically on the market, there are some good prototyping tools like Figma. So yeah, every single prototyping tool has their own pros and cons. So yeah, Figma is good for co-editing. I mean the drawing, wireframe, and for more graphic design, together. But ProtoPie is more focusing on interaction part. So we deliver highly interactive prototypes without a line of code, and also we support sensor, and also if you imagine a kind of the whole system using multiple devices and interact each other. For example, let's think about Uber app system. So there are passenger app and drivers app, and they might have the operation center or something like this. So if you think of the interaction across multiple devices, ProtoPie can be the best solution. Yeah.
Anything to add, Sarah, perhaps?
Nope.
No?
There's a question that I want to answer, actually.
One second. I just want to add on top of Tony's answer. Getting back to Dab's question, is the way we see it is Figma and ProtoPie, they really work well together instead of one or the other. And that's also why we are prioritizing, as Tony mentioned earlier, importing your design assets from Figma into ProtoPie. All right, I hope that answers your question. Sarah, which question did you want to take?
There was a question from Marcelo. He asked is it possible to use a ProtoPie to create accessible prototyping for testing design concepts with people with disabilities? We have a use case that a team from LG, they made, they experimented ProtoPies to make one feature for children with disabilities. I cannot remember the exact name for the disabilities, but still we can share that article to you if you want. And also, like, if, as I think we mentioned about it before, but we offer like inbuilt sensors within mobiles. And I was thinking about maybe we can start to test prototyping using vibrate response, like using vibration for like hearing disability prototypings. So I will be happy to see all those like experiments from you guys. And if you happen to do if you happen to make a lot of these design concepts for disabilities, please share to us so that we can spread out, and then so that other designers can make more prototypes for people with disabilities.
Thank you, Sarah. I think that's a very, very interesting question. I hope that that answers your question. Another question that we have from Lucas: can you demo more around the libraries? How are those being used from within ProtoPie? So this is what's going to be covered in the workshop. So the Interaction Libraries workshop that is held on July 15th, so 2 weeks from now. So it's going to be 1 hour just delving into interaction libraries. We can go very deep and detailed. So if you have any questions about that, make sure to join that workshop and ask your questions there. All right.
I wanna take a Hans question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm very geek and nerd, and I'm crazy about hardware stuff. So yeah, from time to time, I spend my extra time on Arduino stuff. So, however, yeah, we are a small startup, and we are focusing on, we know our the limited resource. So ProtoPie is software maker and software company. So we are going to focusing on software part. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, yeah, we're gonna collaborate with other companies. Yeah, so yeah, please let us know good companies making hardware toolkits. Yeah, why not? So we can collaborate with them to roll out awesome awesome hardware, software integrated prototyping toolkits. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Tony. There are a bunch of other questions now. I see them coming in. So we still have a bit of time left, but if we can't answer all of your questions, I do apologize in advance. All right, let's continue. I think this might be a very interesting one for Tony. One from Darren. Will voice control and automotive features be available in the mainstream in the regular ProtoPie app?
At this moment, automotive solution can integrate with voice API. So at this in this demo, we utilize the Alexa or Google Assistant API. But later on, in near future, we can integrate with the voice feature, voice API within the ProtoPie soon. So actually, core feature of ProtoPie automotive solution is to support hardware integration and API integration, plus support multiple displays at the same time.
All right, thanks a lot, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is I've one question that is very interesting for both of you, Tony and Sarah, and this is more of an industry-related question. What would be your opinion on motion design trends? That's, you know, how is it going to evolve in the next couple of years?
Well, this thing. Recently, I've been seeing a lot of like 3D animations in websites, mobiles, and in other services. So far, we've been handling all this two-dimensional layers, motions. Like, even though to make it a little bit more floaty, we used a lot of gradients and we use a lot of back shadow in it. But I feel like in next couple of years, I feel like ProtoPie have to prepare for the 3D animation as well. Are you listening, engineers?
To be honest, we are exploring how to integrate with 3D object as well. But you know, ProtoPie, basically ProtoPie is 2D interaction tool, but somehow we can integrate with other third parties to make it happen. So yeah, our core competence is for interaction prototyping without a line of code and support the native technologies, and then we can collaborate with other companies to make everything happens. It is our strategy and our philosophy behind the ProtoPie.
Thank you for your insights. Oh, more? No, go ahead.
I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Fredo. Yeah.
No, I thought you were finished. So, but if you have more to share, please do.
Mm-hmm.
There is a
good.
Yes,
Sarah, go ahead. Yeah.
There's a question that I want to answer. Okay.
Yeah, please, more.
A question about UT. Any plan to integrate with any user tracking platform, GA, Hotjar, etc., to make user testing more seamless experience? We got so many requests. Surprisingly, we got so many requests and then questions from user researchers as well. So they get high fidelity prototype for the user test and then go into the field, do usability tests, or they have to track like heat maps on prototypes. This is something that I'm personally very interested in, and to make our collaboration so much seamless between designer, engineer, and researchers. This is something that we have to look into more. So if you have any like requests, and if you want to share your experience as a researcher or your user testing experience with ProtoPie, please let me know, because at this stage we are trying to gather more opinions about it and then trying to see what we can do with ProtoPie.
All right, thanks a lot.
I'm gonna pick the Thomas question. So it was about okay, so I'm gonna read through the question regarding the automotive demo. When will the bridge apps be available? To not just integrate steering wheel, but also Raspberry Pi for more complex hardware solution. We support actually for the ProtoPie automotive solution, there is a core. It has a core part named ProtoPie Connect. Is a kind of the server to connect every single part. So ProtoPie Connect has two types. So one of types allows you to install the ProtoPie Connect in the Raspberry Pi. So please on our website, please request demo, so you can get the reply from us. So we can discuss there. And you can get 30% of chance to get reply from me. And next questions, Marcelo. Simple as tab index would be a great help, right? Using library, you can make it happen. So at this moment, I'm exploring how to make prototype for TV. So I'm utilizing the Apple TV's remote and MacBook and connected to TV, and then playing the ProtoPie. You can make a tab index using two variables. So later on, please send us your question again at hello@protopie.io. I can send you the demo file.
Just want to add on top of that. So we were talking about the ProtoPie automotive solution, and there were a bunch of questions about that. If you go to our website, and at the top you can find solutions, and then under that you should be able to find the actual automotive solution page. So if you are interested, if your company is interested in that and you would like to see a demo from our end, make sure to fill in a form that you find on that page. And then, like Tony said, 30% chance that he will get back to you or a member of our team, and then we'll get you set up. Great. Let's see what other questions we have. Any plans on integrating with any user tracking platforms to make user testing more seamless? At the moment, no concrete plans, but again, this is definitely something that we'd like to hear from you if there is indeed a need. So let us know on protopie.canny.io, and also let us know why, because that would definitely be helpful for us, a little bit of context on why you would need this. Let's see what else we have. All right. A question from Darren. I think this is something that would be interesting for Tony. Does or could ProtoPie player support voiceover and talkbacks?
Yeah, we have plan. Yeah. However, I cannot tell you right now. I cannot tell you when it will be happen, but yeah, soon. So, however, yeah, we have, yeah, as Fredo mentioned, we have Kenny, yeah, please visit the Kenny and the upvote the voice feature, you know, to make it happen.
But yeah, in terms of voice, and it's definitely in the back of our head. We are aware, and we're thinking about it. So
yeah. Actually, ProtoPie aims to cover all kinds of interactions. So yeah, most of informations are visible. Yeah, depending on the sensor of eye. But you know, auditory information is quite important too in terms of interaction perspective. So yeah, we always think about how to make the voice feature capability happens. Yep.
Great. Let's see, we have about 10 minutes left for people who would like to ask a bit more questions. This is more of a technical question. Any chance of saving the camera capture to a variable to send to another scene? At this moment, this is not possible. However, I've seen this feature request on Canny. So if you go to Canny and just look for it, make sure to upvote that one and let us know, and let us know why. A question from Ram. Maybe Tony, you could take this. Better connections, integrations to Slack and Asana would be interesting for notifications and project management. Could you maybe shed some light on what you think of this?
Yeah, definitely it is on our bucket list. Yeah, please vote. And yeah, we understand how how important collaboration is, you know. So we are thinking to how to collaborate with Slack and Asana and Zira and Zeppelin, or even Notion. Yeah, so definitely I would say, yeah, it is on our bucket list. Please vote to make it happen soon.
Yeah, as a designer, ProtoPie designer who have to prototype ProtoPie inside of ProtoPie, this is actually the most requested feature within ProtoPie's design team too.
Yeah, so I mean, we've released features that are in line with collaboration and communication and productivity. Yeah, then I mean, a logical step would also be thinking about possible integrations with project management or collaboration management tools. So that's something that is definitely worth thinking about. Thank you for that question. I know we have a bunch of questions here, and we won't be able to cover all of them, but I'll try to pick some. And again, if your question doesn't get answered right now, just shoot us an email at hello@protopie.io later today, and we'll get back to you. I think I saw an interesting question that would be, I think, interesting for both Tony and Sarah. So how is ProtoPie different from Framer X or Framer in general and InVision Studio? Tony, would you like to go first?
Sarah, would you mind to go first?
Yeah. I think the main difference is, yes, as Darren said in the chat channel, we don't require code. And also, I think we can cover designers also who don't want to code, but at the same who want to make complex prototype with formulas. by supporting this beginner level to like non-coding level to like coding level, I think we can have broader audience, audience of designers. And I think that can make a difference for us. And I haven't used InVision Studio, so I cannot, I don't think I can talk about comparison between ProtoPie and InVision Studio.
Actually, it is quite tricky to compare each tool side by side, but you know, InVision, yeah, I would say that let's say again, each tool has pros and cons. So, but you know, I'd like to highlight ProtoPie support sensors and multi-device interaction. So, yeah. However, yeah, Framer, yeah, we using Framer. You can do it, yeah, somehow, but it requires a bunch of coding. So, yeah, even though, yeah, InVision and Framer has, yeah, good features. However, I would recommend to stick on ProtoPie because, yeah, it saves you a lot of energy and time.
All right, to add on top of that, I think with ProtoPie, you know, you can have that sweet spot. It's very easy to use. The conceptual model is very straightforward. It's you create interactions the way you speak. So that's one. And then ProtoPie does give you that freedom, that expressiveness that you can have. You can make very realistic prototypes that are basically not distinguishable from actual production. Like think of things like text input, camera, using formulas and variables to create conditional interactions. Things like that make your prototype stand out and very realistic. And all of that you can do without code, so that makes it very easy. So I think that's how ProtoPie differs from those two tools that we mentioned before, but also other prototyping tools. I hope that answered your question. Let's see what we have here. I'm just gonna pick a few more questions before we unfortunately have to close off this webinar. All right, let's see. I think this would be an interesting, considering all the developments that are going on in the industry. Tony, are there any future plans to make ProtoPie a web app? What do you think about that?
A web app. You mean the running on the browser, or yeah. Okay. We are considering for now. Yeah, we are considering, and yeah, in terms of the convenience, yeah, it is quite useful. You know, the web app. You don't install ProtoPie Studio at all, and you can utilize the ProtoPie's advantage. But you know, in case ProtoPie requires some, how can I say, permission from your laptop to utilize the sensors. So yeah, we are investigating the sweet spot to utilize sensors and support multiple device interaction, and to support convenience. So yeah, so it is the reason why I said just we are considering. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you, Tony. Let's see. Let's take one more question. Let me see. Where is it again? All right. So how will you briefly explain what ProtoPie does and what does it solve to a non-tech audience? And I would love to hear your thoughts, both Tony and Sarah.
Actually, I spent around 5 years to come up with the concept model behind the ProtoPie. So, you know, by combining trigger, response, object together, you can compose any interaction. So it is super easy and intuitive for non-techie designers, you know. So my mission was, and my mission is to help non-techie designer, every designer or anyone who has design idea to explore design ideas without any technical constraints. So I believe we solve that problem, and then I believe we go well so far. And however, that there are so many, a bunch of problems we should tackle in front of us. So we just started the journey. Sarah?
Thank you, Tony.
Non-tech audience. I was trying to define who will be non-tech audience. Maybe
It's
as
a tough
Tony
one.
said, what?
Yeah, non-tech audience. Yeah, it's a tough one.
Like people who are not working in tech, or maybe, as Tony said, maybe it's a designer who's more focused on the like non-tech, which is print or like industrial design. I happen to have a lot of like industry designers who don't work on UI, UX or prototyping that much. But one of the news that made me really happy is my friends who mostly work on hardware industry design, when they want to work on, when they want to create interaction between their design, the hardware and the screen, they try to ProtoPie, and without spending so much on it, they could make the interaction between those hardware design and also the screen. So it was the, I think, best news that brightened my day that day. And if children can be considered as a non-tech audience, I know that a lot of engineers in my team, they play with their kids with ProtoPie for making games on their own. So it's very
it is good usage though.
So it was like really fun to hear all those father and children activities to use ProtoPie during holidays.
Great, thank you, Sarah. I mean, I'd like to add a bit on top of that. If I would have to explain ProtoPie to, for example, my grandma, one, that's very hard. Second, it would be something along the lines of communicating. It's always about communicating ideas, freeing your ideas. But then I would say communicating ideas visually and interactively, rather than just with words only. I think that's on a high level what ProtoPie does, and I think that you can explain it that way to a non-tech audience. Great, so we've come to the end of the ProtoPie 5.0 launch event. I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time and join us here today. Sarah, could you go to the next slide? Yeah, join us for the workshops on July 8 and July 15, in which we're going to cover interaction recipes first, and then the week after we're going to do interaction libraries. So join us, and if you have any questions specifically for those features, feel free to ask those during the workshops. And for the other people who asked questions, but unfortunately they were unanswered, feel free to ask us your question by sending an email to hello@protopie.io. And that's it for today. Thank you again so much, and see you at the next one. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.